Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here with how to do an alarm install and a remote starter in your Mazda 3 2006. So first things first, I'm just going to go over some warnings. One being, if you do this yourself, it means that your warranty on your alarm is valid anymore. You should be going through a proper place to do this, whether it's Future Shop, Best Buy, or your local car place. I too am going to have to use a local car place just so I could flash my immobilizer, because this is a DB all, and to flash them you need a special unit and software on the computer so you can flash it. If you know a buddy, you can always get him to flash this for you, your immobilizer, and then the rest you can do yourself. But once again, I think it's only a 1-year warranty, but it's still, you need to get it flashed. So first thing we're going to go over is wiring. So when you open up your alarm kit, you're going to see a lot of wires, so it's time to just start breaking them down. First thing you want to do is, if you bought an Express Kits module, a DB all for your Mazda 3, then what you're going to do is print out the sheets. You can see that we have a Type 5 here. And what you're going to do is just take a look at this. If you buy a Viper, which is what I did, you can see that there's a D2D port, and that goes to here. So all these dotted lines, you basically do not have to install any of these. So you can basically take that entire harness, or all these wires, and just bundle them up, as you can see I've done here. So our first harness here, which is a pink ignition wire, as you can see off of this one, I actually have two, and the reason why is this is going to go to our TAC. I've read up and talked with a lot of people. Even though this line's perforated for the tachometer, it's always good to do the line to the injector anyways, so that way you get your TAC reading and stuff, because it's always better to have the physical connection. So I'm going to be running the TAC wire still, and also then you have to run, of course, your two-door or your just one-door, two-door wires right here. So you want to get those in the harness, and then since you will be using, if you're using a Viper system, you can use the D2D. Otherwise, you have to do the yellow and black wire and the orange and black wire to transmit with the other passive system that you're going to be using. And you'll have to send all these wires to the remote start if you aren't using the D2D, which is available through the Viper system. So if you're using this, if you're using an Express Kits module, I'd probably say you're going to be using a Viper. If you have a CompuStar, you'll probably be using an iDataLink module. So which might be a little bit different. Once again, all you're going to do is you still have to update it. Just make sure you print off the paperwork from iDataLink and stuff like that, so that way you know what you're doing. So once you have this as your planogram, I'm just helping you understand it. That's what the passive anti-theft system is the actual alarm system itself. So that's why I'm saying for these two wires, if you're going to be using like a CompuStar, you might need to use that if it doesn't have the D2D and stuff like that. I don't have a CompuStar in front of me, so I can't really tell you. As you can see here, the one wire right here, which is our pink ignition wire, that's my only wire that's going to be hooked up here. And you will see that there's the OB2 wires, the two tan wire, a tan and black, and a regular tan. That's going to go here. So we need those two. And then we'll need the violet and green and violet and brown. So that's all you'll need if you have the Viper. If not, then you have to add more. Oh, and also our violet and white, so that way you can do your tachometer, which is a good thing to do. So that's just, getting this all out of the way. The other thing we're going to need here for your remote start is, as you can see here, you're going to need the ground, the 12, the accessory, the start, the parking lights, the hood status input, and the brake status. So as you can see here, I got this nice little wiring diagram, which this shows our main harness, which is wires that we're going to need, the ones that I put a dash beside. And then I didn't put a dash beside the remote start ones, but you will not need any of the like ignition 2 or the flex relay 87 wires, or is any one of the ones that say flex relay, because we don't use those ones in this. So we can basically take that out, and as you can see here, I put dashes beside the ones I'll be using in here. Now I'm going to be finding all the wire locations for you, and I will show you where each wire goes. I figure this is the easiest way to show you where you're going to be installing the wires. Is you're going to need wires from various locations, and I'll show you how to splice onto them and everything. So this is the first section of this video, and I will post or just add on to this video, and I might have to make a couple parts to it because it is going to be quite long possibly. So other than that, I will start the next section a little bit later, and I will show you exactly once I've got everything soldered. Make sure that you're doing this all outside of the car first. As I said, I wouldn't suggest cutting the wires, maybe tape them, or just so you can if you ever pull this alarm out, put it in another car, you can, and stuff like that. So other than that, for now, just make sure that the only wires you need are sticking out, and then the rest you can tie them up. And once you have that done, I'll show you which ones we're going to have to splice with the bypass and our car alarm, which is pretty easy. We're just going to probably be doing the ignition one, and then we might merge some of the grounds and the pluses and stuff. Anyways, I will make that in the next section. Okay, good. Hey guys, so I thought I'd quickly show you this portion as well, which will be for flashing your D-ball. So, as you can see here, we have the XK Loader 2, and you just plug it in using a printer cable, or if it comes with USB, I don't know. I'm just borrowing this one from a friend, and as you can see here, this is our D-ball right here. I've plugged it in. Now before you plug it in, if you haven't installed the software, make sure you go to the website, install, follow your procedures. It'll just basically ask you a bunch of information. After you've installed everything, you'll get to a point after you install Silicone Lab, I think it's called, and after you've done that, it basically just follow the instructions on the website. It's going to install it, it's going to do its stuff, and then you'll get to a point where it'll say driver not installed or something, and you just plug this in. Your computer will then recognize it instead of ask you for drivers, and after it's done so, then just refresh the page. Once you've pressed refresh, you put in 2006 Mazda 3, and actually I'll go back one for you so that way you can see it. But you'll go here. After you put in Mazda 3, it'll pop up here with your DB all, and you will make sure that the latest firmware is selected, which it is, and then right here we'll say Flash Standard Install, and then it says please wait, we're detecting the module, and there we go, it found it. And then you can see Windows and OS only, and they have that factory disabled. It has everything on here check marked. Yeah, why not? We'll just give it a full flash, and then you just press flash. Do not unplug. Yeah, blah blah blah, and it's just gonna go and do its thing. So, and then after this, I'll probably see, and as you can see, our light is blinking, meaning it's being flashed. We'll wait for this to quickly upload, but I'm pretty sure after that all it'll say is your flash has been done, please unplug from the computer, or something like that. We will double check. And then from this point, my next portion of this video will just be on soldering things together, things you can solder before going out to your car and making a mess in your car. So first it'll just be this portion, and as you can see, success. You can now unplug the kit. Perfect. So yes, from this point, I will make the next portion of the video on the soldering portion before you actually go out to your car. Alright, perfect. So guys, as you can see here, we have to make a connection at the OB2 reader. This is really easy. All you're going to do is you're going to pull back just a little bit using your really nice wire strippers, and you're going to pull back on your blue and white and your purple and white. Your purple and white is going to go to your brown and black, and your blue and white is going to go to your brown, or as they would put it, tan and black. Alright, so as you can see here, this is all tan to the white and blue. So after you've done this connection, we'll go on to the next. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to need to do before we start doing any wiring inside the car is, if you take a look here, there what should be a kick panel right here, and it should have a little button or a little pop out the center, and then you pull that out. That's your driver's side kick, and you need to pull that out so we can do our door wiring and everything. Right here, I pulled that one out because this we might be able to use for hiding wires later. So you pop that one out, or pop out the little pin in there, pull that one out. And then next thing you're going to want to do is right here, this is your trunk latch. As you can see, there's this little third pin on the center, and that'll be up there. You shove a flat blade screwdriver in between the crack, and for that third pin that's on top right there, and when you hit it, it'll pop, and then you pull it out. And after you pull it out, you now have this loose. As you can see, there's a screw behind there. After you pop that screw, grab right here, pop, and then you go around and pop it. It will be very tough at top. You can grab right here or right by the OB2 reader here, and then you'll grab that and you give it a yank on both sides, and that part should pull out, and from there we can start doing some wiring. Hey guys, so as you can see here, that is a clutch plate. You can see my amp wires going through there, plus I have our hood pin, our injector, tachometer wire, and our siren wire, which needs to go out from it, so the siren will make noise. So those three wires are going to go out there, and then the black and red siren wire are going to come back in through that clutch plate. So that's the next thing, is for getting those wires into your hood. So that's usually the best way to go. Other than that, the only other way you can really do it is if you take a look and make sure you don't drill anything in the side of the engine. You want to make sure both sides are clear, and you drill a hole straight through for it. Also make sure that you sand it off and make sure there's no sharp edges so you aren't cutting wires. Alright, cool. Hey guys, so as you can see here, hood pins in. All you have to do is you have to strip the gray wire and put that blade on there, or the spade, so you can slip the spade on the bottom of the pin. So I'll tell you exactly what you're going to do. After you bring it in through here, just bring it around. I'll probably be bringing it around through here, and then you can see we have this little notch here. Stick it through here, stick it out through here until you get this pin. Once you're here, the sandwich bolts, you'll take one of the bolts off, slide this in, and sandwich it in. As you can see, I have it set quite high, and you just slowly tighten that bolt underneath, and then you fully tighten it with this. After that, you slip your spade on the bottom. This can be quite tricky, but once you get it on there, it's on there for good. So just slide it on there, and you're good. And then just check your height, and drop your hood. Make sure that this moves a little bit. It just has to move a little, that's all. Okay, so after that, next I will be working on the injectors.